Hello everyone, so I'm back with another tactic. So I've got a Jurgen Klopp style sort of gay game press or heavy metal as he calls it. So I was using this in one of my journeyman safes, and then what I've just done now is just run a little sort of test with Liverpool just to see how it got on. Um, this is a little bit different from the version I was using in my journeyman save. I wasn't using an inverted wing back here, so this isn't sort of maybe the current sort of Liverpool. It's just sort of their sort of outline, their style really. So we're just going for sort of the inverted wing back here, which isn't something I've used in other versions. So it depends on the type of player you've got there. I mean, you could switch all this around if you've got players that play on the other side. If you've got a player who's better with the right foot, it'd be a Mazzala, and maybe switch things around a little bit. But so we just go through what I've got here. I've got no instructions at the back here. So I've just gone for an inverted wing back and defence. So I just kind of want him coming in, sitting there, and then he's going to sort of play balls across. And then what we've got then is an overlap down the right. So that would encourage him then sort of push up a little bit. And then also, that brings up his mentality a little bit, sort of balance instead of defensive. So, and then also with that, what we get is we get like the winger, his mentality again, that'll come down to attacking rather than very attacking. So, he's a bit more likely to sort of hold up the ball. He's got to dribble more and stuff, but he's not going to rush off as much. So down his side, we want that same effect again with the inverted winger. Um, and we've gone for a fullback on attack here. Now, most people probably think, two attack duties down one side, that's bad news. But like, even if he's on attacking here with the overlap anyway, even if everyone's support, he's on the same thing, but he just doesn't get into positions that are good for me. But again, you can cut that back to fullback on support if that's something that you want to do. I've got the other version that I use with Feyenoord. I just put fullback and support on both sides, and it was all right. It was not too bad a fullback support here, and I think I had the ball playing defender over here, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to check in a second. But again, this defensive midfielder here, you could try a playmaker there if you wanted to, or you can just go a DMD. If you're playing against like a better team, you might want to go fullback supports here, and then a DMD if you want to be a bit more secure at the back. Box to box midfielder, so we're going to go close down more and tackle harder. Close down more, tackle harder on this Mazzala as well. So you could add dribble more there. That's up to you, depending on how you want to sort of bring the ball forward, how you interpret it. I think the Mazzala dribbles, enough anyway. I think these roles here with the false nine, they'll quite dribble the ball quite a lot anyway. So I think that's enough. And then again, we've got close down more, tackle harder, and mark tighter here. Same again. And then we've got roam from position because we're just running moving around a little bit, and then we've got close down more again. So with the close down more, I don't usually use sort of close down more that much as an individual instruction on that many players. So with the attack duty, he's only going to come back so far to sort of cover that space. So say for instance, their defenders are playing it out. The defenders play it out and they're coming into sort of the defensive midfield here. Now, these guys will start to press the fullbacks and the midfielders and stuff, and these guys will start to move up as well. But as the ball gets to a certain part down the field, the winger won't sort of follow back as much anymore, and then the box to box will almost take over. Same side with the Mazzala, so it's almost like, and then the false nine will fall back in, and he's going to press as well. But again, because he's a striker, he's only going to come back so far. So what you're going to get is really, the player's going to come in, he's going to get doubled up on here. He's going to get doubled up on here. Usually these two will kind of make a tackle there. One of them might win the ball. If not, the ball might spill, and then you've got the DM behind who'll just sort of scoop up the ball. And that's, depending on if you've got a DM who's playing the right passes or not, you might want to go for a DLP because he might hit the ball into these guys here. So um, with the instructions, the reason I've kept that width there, you could, last year I was playing it on FM20, I was playing it wide. It doesn't work so well this year, just because again, the winger and stuff, they're going to come in from quite wide areas, and they can be unmarked sometimes. So if you go a little bit narrower, they still come in, but it's just a little bit, a bit more congested. And you don't really exploit the space so much. But that's just one way of playing it. You can play this multiple ways. So again, play at defence is sort of, just kind of build up play from the back, bring the midfielders closer to defenders, so you're not hoofing the balls up. We've got a slightly lower tempo in this version, purely just to stop them rushing off. Really, you can end up creating a lot of chances without a lot of goals. So I've just gone for a lower tempo and work ball in the box and low crosses to encourage cutback. So with those three there, I mean, they shouldn't rush the ball too much. And then we've gone more direct. You can cut that down a little bit if you wanted to. Gone more direct than what we're doing. We're just we win the ball here. Say he's got a ball there. He might put a ball out wide over this year, and people will just sort of put balls out into wide areas a little bit more. But and again, be more expressive just to get these front three moving around a little bit. You can take or leave that. It's up to you. I use it quite a bit. And then the distribution, it's up to you. You can just use any combination. I just like a nice spread across the back. If we're going for counter, obviously, that's what Liverpool do. They kind of they play that mid block, win the ball in midfield, and then trying to sort of hit straight away into them spaces, trying to get to Salah and Sané and all the rest of it. And then counter press, obviously, heavy metal. It's kind of in your face. That's the whole point of it. We've gone for tighter marking, just so we keep, just for set pieces, other things like that. Just keep the players close to the players. You might be quite surprised I haven't gone for an urgent press or anything like that. But as I've already explained, I've got counter press. I've got positive mentality, which gives me a slightly more urgent press anyway. Plus, I've got like 5 players here all urgently pressing as well. So these guys here at the back are going to kind of hold their position. Um, you could come in here a little bit closer if you wanted to. That would change the dynamic of how these press up there a little bit as well. So check that out. Maybe this, and again, it's another strategy that can be used. You want to tweak this in game. So that's not something I've done in this save here. I've literally just gone on, played on holiday mode. What we've gone second in the league, lost 4 games. They're only against the bigger clubs as well. The draw against Burnley, West Brom, Fulham, all games like that, they'd probably be avoided if you managed the team and tweak the tactic a little bit, rotate the squad a little bit. And if you look there, Salah, he got injured with a hernia. I just checked that towards the end of the season, but still sort of managed to bag 18 goals. No, he's played a lot of appearances, yeah. So maybe not quite so high with the goal output than you're going to get, um, like in real life. But sometimes it can be difficult to get sort of a winger to get a 30-goal season in the Premier League. That's not that easy. So yeah, in other versions, what I've used then. So like I said before, I just had 2 fullbacks here. So what I'll do is I'll show you how I got on with the league there. So this is in my journeyman save. As you can see, I said fullbacks there. Pretty much no difference really, except for just a few roles. Oh yeah, no, I'm using a complete forward up front. I just wanted him to hold up the ball a little bit more, so you hold up and dribble. Um, which is something, yeah, I'd probably maybe put that in the original version as well. Obviously, that's a bit of a, I'd have to go and look at it a little bit more. But I've played more with complete forward, and I actually prefer that. And this one here, I've got double wingers as well. But again, that's just because it was suited to my squad at the time. So we'll go to the Eredivisie. Look, if you look. So yeah, this is the season that I was in charge. You can see they only lost 1 game that season. We lost against Ajax 2-0, drew 5, 18 against 84 goals. So that was a pretty good season, if I remember rightly. Buting, was it? Yeah, Buting, he had a good season. So yeah, when he was at Feyenoord, look, yeah, he scored 37 goals. So that's a bit more like the Mo Salah sort of numbers. And he was playing out on the right wing, and then he went off, and whatever happened. Like I said, I was tweaking in this one. Sometimes I might just go like this, might come up higher, might go there, might take that off. Just all sorts of ways of sort of playing it. I'm using it in my grasshopper save at the moment. I think I'm 10 games into the season. I've drawn 1 game, won 9, and won one of my Champions League games so far. 1 out of 1 game. So yeah, so the tactic works well. I put it in a Dropbox. Like I said, have a little play around with it. I've got multiple versions. Maybe I'll put one that's like the original version, and then I'll put this final one in there as well. And then, like I said, just tweak it, play around. You can switch the whole thing around if you need to do it for a team that's better for you. But like I said, yeah, don't expect to be able to just go on holiday mode with any random team and be winning the league title with it. Tweak it for your team.